Hello everybody. Here's the next one I've picked, Wonky Curves, and the inspiration word is acorn. This looks really interesting. I've never tried this one. It's a new pattern, and this looks like fun. So first thing we're going to do in pencil, oops, lights. You know, I saw a thing, an arm that you can put your cell phone in that clamps to the desk. That would be really good for me for here. Then I can adjust my phone exactly the right angle so that I don't move, and then I could use both hands. That would be awesome. Anyway, put it on my Christmas list. In pencil, we're going to do a grid, and then we're going to do a vertical line in one square, and then a horizontal and a vertical and a horizontal to kind of divide up that square. Verticals and horizontals, and then we're doing it every other one. That's a fairly straightforward thing to do. Then, with our pen, we're going to start with the first horizontal line that we come to. So in the first column, this horizontal line, we're just going to draw right on it, and then we're going to draw a little curve like an S and come across. So here's your straight line, here's your straight line, this one and this one. We're going to draw an S between those two, like that. Right there. But then we're going to keep going across on those lines. Okay, same here. We're going to do the S, come across, do the S, come across, do the S, like that. And then we're going to go the other direction. So here, draw an S. That S is going the other way, isn't it? Is it going the same way? No, it's going the other way. So we're going to do a backwards S, going the other direction. That's a little confusing. See, an S would be this way, but that's not the direction we're going. We're going this way. But we just follow the line, come up, like that. And that's basically it. Then you're done. And then you can embellish however you want. There's a variation where they did some like eyeball things and some extra auras. This one is really kind of pretty. They've done some petals and then done some coloring of some of these shapes. Very pretty. I like it. That kind of looks acorny to me. That's reminiscent. So that's what we're going to do. I'm feeling horizontal. I'm feeling, let me grab my pile of horizontal paper. See what colors I have left. I'm going to have to buy a new batch of colors because look at, all I have left in the horizontal is all autumn kind of colors. And I seem to have a lot of that brown and yellow. Do I want to do it on yellow? You guys help. Do I want to do it on brown? It's going to be hard to see. Let's do it on yellow. Oh goodness. Don't fall. I like to try to keep my box of papers tidy. I'm not always very good at it. Every so often I have to just clean up. Clean up in aisle 4. I'm going to make a border. And I want a kind of straight one, so I'm going to use my ruler. Not measuring. Just using it as a straight edge. About like that. About like that. Kind of like the last grid one we did a couple of days ago. Or was it just yesterday? When was it? I don't remember. The last time we did a grid, I did the same thing. I'm just guesstimating. You guys are kind of close. Let me back you up a little so you can see the whole page. Okay, I'm going to kind of think about what size do I want. 1, 2, 3. I can do about that size, and then I can do about like that. Scooch it over just a little. About like that. Okay. Just eyeballing it. I could measure. Not gonna measure. Doesn't make that much difference. I could draw them all without the straight edge, but you know, we're just gonna straight edge it. My whole thing could be crooked. That's entirely possible. Good enough. And then we're going to do a horizontal, a vertical, a horizontal, a vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, and then the opposite in the next row. Vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, and so forth. Horizontal, vertical, just opposite from the row previous. And it's just to help indicate which direction your lines are going to go. Okay. So I'm going to start, let's see, what size pen do I want to use today? Let's try with an O. Okay, we're going to go, I'm going to start here and I'm going to work my way up this way. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to come around and around and up and then around through the corner of that box and up to here and through the corner of the box and a lovely little S shape and straight across here and then up to there. Excuse me. And then again here, horizontal and up and around and through that corner and around and here and around. I'm getting a little more organic with it. Ooh, that one kind of got wonky, but that's okay. Through there and up and through there and across. Okay, and then this one will have just this way. That's all you'll see. And this one will have an in here and through that corner and in here And around to there. Right. Right. Okay. Now we need to go the other direction. So I'm going to go downward with my, right? Other direction. Now, no. Did I do something wrong already? Oh, that looks right. Maybe I better not turn my page. It goes this way, up and down, instead of side to side. I'm going to not turn my page this time. It's one of the few times I'm not going to actually turn my page. I'm going to go up and down, up. Oh, that's scratchy. And down, and up, and through the corner, and up. Okay, that worked. Through the corner, and up, and through the corner, and up, and through the corner, and up. So this, that's why it looks weird, is because that ends in the middle and it needs to come to that corner. That's why it looks weird. Right, radio. Okay, so this one comes up, goes through here, comes up, and it ends over there. And then this one comes up and through this corner and up and through this corner and up. And this one comes through this corner like that. And like that. That looks good. I think I did it, by George. I think I did it. And I like in the sample where they've made it thicker and thinner. I'm going to go ahead and use my brush pen and make a border. And I'm going to erase all my guidelines, see what it looks like, and then I'll make some design decisions. Acorn. Our inspiration is acorn. So I do think on just some, I'm going to make a cap that looks like an acorn. What does an acorn cap look like? I forget. We don't have a lot of oak trees nearby, so acorn cap image. Why are you not going? Acorn cap image.
Images of acorns.
There we go. Images of acorns. They look like that. Come on, give me a better picture. They have kind of come outward like that. Right? Right? Kind of like a little hat. A little nubber on the top. Okay, and then some are going to go this direction, and I'm not putting it on all of them. Like so. And they sort of have a texture. So since they sort of have a texture, I am going to do maybe cross hatching. That works. That works really well. That's super cute. Looks like a little Scottish hat. These are kind of fun. I'm happy with these. Should I do some going the other way too? I didn't do any going upside down, and I think maybe I should. bit more shadow there under that one. I think I want one here too. Alright, so I'm not talking much, so I need to do that. I need to talk a little more. Why? Just because. Let's go into my questions. If you were going to initiate a new charity, what would be its mission and who would it benefit? Well, I think at this point, all charities, there's always a charity for everything. But if I was to create a new something, a new foundation in the name of somebody or something like that, I think I would create a legal defense fund specifically for battered women. Because they're not necessarily even battered, just there are a lot of women out there who have been completely and totally emotionally and physically abused by their husbands. Now, they're not necessarily physically abused. Some of them have been, quote unquote, just emotionally abused, but they have, especially for divorce, they have been treated terribly by their husbands in a divorce situation when they have been completely manipulated. Abusers can just be awful and very vindictive. For example, somebody that I know, as soon as she started saying no to him, that she wasn't going to do this, that, or the other, that she was not going to put up with his abuse anymore, he did things like completely cut off the credit cards, so she had no access to money. He had already been very controlling with money, so she had an allowance of sorts for the household budget, and she had to account for every penny that she spent for the groceries, for what did she spend this money on, because it was his money. She was not allowed to work outside the home. He wanted a stay-at-home mom, but then he controlled every penny that came in and out of that house. And although she was never physically harmed, he psychologically just really did a number on her, kept her from friends, kept her from family, accused those of us who were helping her during the time of divorce of us being the ones who were victimizing her. And she had no resources. She had no money to get a divorce. She had no money to move out of the house. She had no money for those sorts of things. And of course, he wouldn't let her have a job during that time, so she had no source of income of her own. And for those women they really need some sort of justice and a resource so that they can get out of that situation. I think that would be the charity I would start. A sort of a victims defense fund for getting out of an abusive relationship. Because whether they're physically or mentally or both abusing, almost all the men that I've heard of in that type of situation have all been controlling in this way, controlling who the woman can and cannot see, who they can, communicate with, how they can communicate with them, controlling their social medias, all of that stuff. Yeah, those type of men, that's scary. Scary stuff. If you are dating someone and that person says you can't see particular friends, you can't go to your parents' or your siblings' houses for anything unless he is there, red big flag. Do not continue that relationship. Put a little bit of shading on some of these with the pen. Like that. There's my little acorn caps. I think they are super cute. Excuse me. This was called, what was it called? Wonky Curves. With an acorn. And now I think I'm going to color. I'm going to combine pens and color pencil maybe. I want a kind of a mossy green, but I don't know what color this mossy green is going to be on this yellow paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my paper over and I'm going to test my pen. That's good. That's a good color. Okay. Why did I want a mossy green? I don't know. Just what I felt like. Okay. And then I think, yeah, I think that's good. Okay, I'm going to start with that. And then I'm going to go into my colored pencils and get a olive. This one's olive green. And kind of blend out a little bit that green from the pen. And just do it, just a gentle color like that. That's good. Like so. I'm happy with that. Could I color darker over there? I could. Probably should. I'm not going to spend the whole video coloring, because that's not what you came here for. Maybe I'll come back a little bit and get a little bit darker around the edge here. Blend that in a little bit better. Yeah, we'll just blend that in a little bit better though. Okay, new question. If you could have been vice president to any American president, which would you have chosen? Or which would you choose? I don't know. I'm not talking about their politics necessarily, because I don't necessarily remember every president, who they were and whether they were Democrat or Republican or any of that. But just as a person, I think I would have liked hanging around with and being part of the Carter family, believe it or not. I think Jimmy Carter was a really swell, and his wife, swell people. Swell people. Now, whether I want to be his vice president or not, I don't know. I don't remember. I was too young. To know about politics and what they stood for and what they did and so forth and so on, and I really haven't investigated that as an adult, so or maybe Teddy Roosevelt. He seemed like a cool guy. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Don't shoot me. Maybe I should have picked a president who passed away in office, so that I could say that as vice president I would have wanted to be their vice president, because then I would have been their president. But I don't want to ever be the president. I don't want to be the vice president either. But, you know, if I had to choose one, I think I would have chosen one that I have respect for as a human being, irregardless of their policies and political leanings. And, you know, I could be completely wrong about them. They could be just awful people in their private life, but as public personas, they seem like nice fellas. Don't shoot me. I'm almost afraid to answer political questions on here at the moment. It's, golly, politics has gotten really bad. Can't have an opinion anymore without people just completely shooting you down. So let's move on. If you could unknow one thing you know, what would it be? That's kind of private. Something came directly, 100% jumping to mind. And it's something that I'm not sharing with you guys. So there. But if I could not know it, I would be a happier person. But it's not my story to tell. But I found out something about somebody I know and love, and if I could not know it, I would definitely be happier. I know this sounds really weird, but I'm going to put a purple going the other direction. Just around the edge. And not the whole thing, just right like that. Does that look weird? Maybe. If you could have one entire country depopulated as your private property, which country would you take as your own? Lord have mercy. Completely depopulated. Does it have to be a whole country? Can't just take somebody's city? I have to depopulate an entire country? I don't like this question. I don't want to depopulate places. I don't want to disrupt people's lives. That's just not me. I'd be happy with just a small portion of land somewhere in a tropical paradise. Let me go to Belize or maybe somebody's really tiny private island. I'll just take that over. Just a little place. I don't want a big place. I think I'm good with this. What do you guys think? Little acorns. They almost look like little sombreros on cactus. But it's kind of how it ended up. All right. You guys have a great day. I will see you guys on the next video. I gotta stop, change batteries, see what my husband's up to, draw a couple more until it gets too warm, and then try to, oh, it's a voting weekend. We're gonna walk down to the polling place and vote. I have my ballot all filled out, ready to go, but rather than mailing it, I'm walking it to my polling place, dropping it in the bin. And if I have to stand in line to do that, that's fine. Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next video. You guys have a great day, and don't remember what I'm doing next Friday. On Friday, we're going to do fancy stripes if you want to skip ahead. All right, see you guys later. Bye-bye.